What the fuck is he doing? Is he sniping everybody? Hmm? What's he doing, Amando? Is he sniping the fucking room every time? Richard. Old fucking Richard. Yeah, he's playing games, he's rejoining, just fucking sniping, pissing about. What are you doing? See how many times he gets to rejoin fucking rooms? I've fucking no time for this shit. Yeah, see that Pritchard's name? I'm going to snipe the bastard every time. I can't fucking fooling about like this for a fucking hour. Oh, fucking what's open, what ain't open, what fucking what, you know?
JD Beck, you there? All right.
Yeah.
No, I want to find out if I'm in the right place because this is getting very confusing. All these different hangouts coming up, and I don't know.
Yeah, what he's doing is he's getting re-added all the time. And he's just sniping me or you or whatever. Then he's blabbing that he can't put up with idiots, and he's leaving and rejoining whatever the fuck. He's just taking a piss. He's just
okay.
taking a piss. That's what he's doing.
Okay.
He's playing a game.
Okay. Well, maybe this will hold water as we cast off. As we cast off into the 8-hour tour.
Yeah, I've just removed them from this new one, so fuck it. I ain't putting up with this blocking and fucking, he's got blocking and fucking sniping the room every time he fucking comes in. He sniped the last one, it was on the run in fucking 2 minutes. Yeah.
I was taking a sip of tea, my apologies. Yes. Yeah. Well, let's see. I don't know. It's like I was listening to Hank Hill and all these other guys talk about so-called philosophy, and they don't seem. I mean, I understand talking about it, and going back on the history and quotes and all the pretty lines, but let's face it, we're so-called modern men. Well, I am aware as a man. No, never mind a man. As a person, I'm aware of this, and I understand the difference. They're basing things on fear and ignorance. Philosophy is part of.
I know I'm interrupting, Ronan, but I need to say this quick because I'll get sniped in a minute. Before I'm sniped, I'll just tell you, I kicked him out. Amando's re-added him, told me to stop sniping him, so he's going to come in and snipe me. Okay?
All right. Put it this way. Okay. Fine. As it goes.
Don't snipe him before they. Amando's saying don't snipe him before they do it. He's just done it to me 3 fucking times.
Oh yeah, I know. That means you got to return the favor 15 times. I recall you 1-5 ratio. Yeah. They snipe you once, you snipe them 5 times. Okay, fine.
Commando's just asked him, don't block people or kick out the panelists. So he's going to come in here and he's going to block either me or you, or he's going to kick me. And the whole thing will start all over again. Let's see if he opens his mouth when he comes in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For the night, I'll just go back tomorrow and hang out. Fuck it. I ain't got time for this shit.
Oh no, because well, with myself, I'm almost drawn to this hangout. Armando Vargas having had said that he found a replacement for me, and I really want to meet the person. I really do.
Yeah.
I never considered myself above anyone, but if I'm going to be replaced, I don't know what that means. I want to find out who this Richard, Jeremy, I forget the third name he used. He started going with a bunch of first names, I guess it's going to be Richard, Jeremy, Claude, Thomas, David, Edward. I don't know. Some string of first names, and then Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. He's going to be thrown in there for sure. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Like I said, that's why I'm curious to know who my replacement is. He says he has a candidate. I'd like to know.
Well, he will replace a few people because if you can't talk over people or mute them or snipe them.
Starting over again.
Here we go again.
Yeah. Here he is, the little yellow bellied, yellow lion belly coward. Snipes people, can't take it back.
Didn't you just snipe the whole room 3 fucking times, you moron?
No, that was you lying little yellow bellied bastard. That was you that did that. You sniped us, you
Boring nonsense.
lying piece of crap. You sit there talking shit and you can't take it back. You're a coward, a yellow belly, and a poor excuse for a fucking man.
I just put the room on mute. Every time you talk, I'm just going to shut my speakers off so I don't hear you.
Well, you won't be able to hear what I'm saying, so you can
I don't have any time to listen to your dumbass.
Because when I hear that annoying little rat-ass cowardly voice,
I can't hear you.
Fucking top of it. Yeah, can't hear you either.
I see you yakking, but I don't hear what you say.
All the time. Now you're making a noise, yeah, but nobody interested. La 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 la. Prick, what a cowardly little prick you are. Weasel of a man. You're a fucking weasel of a man. You don't belong in the presence of men, you dirty little coward. Yeah. Let's find these people on the YouTube chat. I always get these fucking weasels popping up now and again. No fucking time for the assholes. Open in a new tab. Hey, it's a new way. Let's go and play. It's a winter's day. So what you been up to? You been out on your bike today, Ronan?
Yes, I wrote it earlier for quite a bit in anticipation of wet weather. Tomorrow maybe, and the day after tomorrow for sure. It's like the only thing I don't write it is wet weather. It's not because I'm scared of getting wet. I'm not. It's just that I don't want my radio getting wet.
How many miles can you do in a day?
Oh, the furthest I've ever been is about 60 kilometers in one day. But I had to pay for that. It's not good for me because of injuries to my ankles and back. Right, the strain starts to get me. I can keep going, yes, But I know that that's the limit. That's when I know I'm going to really hurt for the next 2-3 days. And I don't take medication. So it's one of those situations where I just have to adjust. I have to adjust for things. It's not like I just get sore like an athlete trying to train. So instead of doing it like I said, 60 kilometers in one day, I'll go, maybe 12 kilometers and then stop, take a break, so to speak, and then come home, right? And then I do another 12 kilometers. So I do it like in bits and pieces, so to speak, just to avoid that overall pain. And that's a problem. But I just have to adjust for it. And, okay, I can't walk. I can't walk 1.5 kilometers. I can't do that. Or going up or downstairs, I can't do that. I mean, I can do that, yes, but that impact, the pound of gravity, right? That the jolt. I think the word is that jolt, right? That's what my body can't take. That's why I had to give up riding actual motorbikes. My back cannot take that jolt.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it has to be soft impact, like bicycling or swimming. But with we have a wonderful natatorium about 3 kilometers from where I live. Wonderful, but it's always full of people. And when they have a lot of it's a natatorium, but the local school district, right, leases time there, and it's always full of children, enjoying the sport of swimming.
Bless me. Yeah. Oh, I'm there. Sneeze you off today.
Oh yeah, but hey, that's the way it goes. I mean, you have to adjust in life. You have to adjust. I mean, I could not drive a motor car as an infant, so I have to adjust.
Yeah, I got a bad knee. I know what you mean about walking and jolting. I even notice the difference if I walk or if I take the dog. The dog will pull on my right-hand side, and that'll impact on my knee.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like I said, I do realize, as a younger man, I thought I was made, of steel. There's no way I can break down. But now it's like, yeah, I do realize as an infant I cannot drive a motor car. As an older person now, I can't walk a mile. So fine, I just adjust for it. I accept it. I just have to, like I said, I have to plan ahead. It's called the anticipatory factor. I have to anticipate it, so I don't start hurting so badly that I have to lay down for 2-3 days. Because like I said, I won't take medication. It scares me. It scares me to take medication. I've done it before, and I've had so many bad side effects. It's just, no, I won't do this. I won't do this.
Yeah. Does the cold affect your joints as well? Yeah, cold weather.
Oh, cold weather. If I'm moving, I have no problems.
Yeah.
Right. But like I said, if I sit still outside, for example, yes.
Yeah.
So long as I keep circulation, keep warm, as they say, keep the body warmed up. I do fine. I have no real problems. So long as, and I know that. I realize it over time that, yeah, I just have to keep moving on a very cold day when I'm outside. So long as I'm moving, I'm okay. As long as I'm moving, I'm okay.
Yeah. You ever tried WD-40?
WD-40. Like, what do you say on a squeaky hinge? Yes.
Yeah, on your knees or your ankles.
WD-40 on my aching joints. Nope.
Yeah,
I can't say I've ever tried that. Do you do that?
Tried? No. I was only kidding. Have you ever tried an infrared heat lamp?
Like a bomb or something? Yes.
No, an infrared heat lamp.
Like for I think it was called Serogesic. That's the product here. You know, when I was young, you know, in athletics, there was this thing called atomic balm, right? You put it on, right? It just heats everything up. But I guess they discontinued it because I haven't heard about it in decades. And when I was into athletics, right, I tried a little bit of it, you know, but I do realize that if you artificially numb the pain and then go back at it, you know, whatever sport that is, with
more injury.
full exertion, you start to tear muscle.
Yeah.
Right? It's a bandage. The best way to do it is just to relax, you know, rest the body or that particular muscle group, relax that muscle group, let nature take its course, and then it basically heals itself, the body, yes, and you can go further. But that artificial thing, no. I've seen too many other athletes really hurt themselves because they took some medication, whatever that was, I forget, and some salt balm or something, and then they did it and they tore muscle. So it's a bad idea overall. It's like I mean, it might help, but like I said, it's best to just rest the body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, D-Beck,
Yeah.
you there? Yes. Family just called me. I'm gonna drop out, and I've got visitors. In other words, so I'll come back in
Yeah.
later. If anyone wants to uh, threaten me or say I'll never be back, and they're happy and celebrating, just ask them to calm down a little. Yeah, you know, their wishes have not come forth or true. My God.
Yeah. Okay. Catch you later, Ronnie. Right. YouTube. Rupert. Rupert the bear. Want that homo listening to me breathing? Get a fucking erection.
So Armando, what's up, man? We can finally chat. Those two fucking ass clowns left. Yeah, thank God. These are like little fucking children, you know. You ignore them for 5 minutes and they go away. You know what I mean? Good God, man. I really do feel sorry for that guy. He's like borderline retarded or something with his perpetual 8-year-old behavior. It's just unbelievable. But what are you going to do? I'm guessing your 11-year-old, you know, being a good parent and all, that your 11-year-old would be more mature than D-bag. Am I right? Why don't you talk anymore, dude? Are you actually Armando, or are you just like somebody working Armando's channel? I want to know. I can't hear you, Armando. Oh, maybe you got the room muted again or something. That could be my fault. No. There we go. If you were talking, I can hear you now. Hopefully those two fucking ass clowns won't come back. Jorge. Damn, did Poncho come in and out of your hangout there, Armando? Huh, cool. Seen him forever.
The odour, the coward stink has left.
Hey, back.
All right, Ozzy.
Hey, buddy.
A lot of fun and games again. All right, buddy.
Hey, you were right about the situation before.
What was that, Ozzy?
Oh, pertaining to Richard coming in and doing what he
Uh,
what he was going
yeah, he plays games. He had me blocked when I came in the room, so nobody knew when he was talking. I couldn't see when he was talking. So Hank said, you'll have to unblock me because you don't know when you're speaking. And he wouldn't unblock me, so I blocked him. And then he started bitching on the fucking hangout, and then he sniped me, and then all fucking shit. Same old crap.
Yeah, you proved your point, man. You were right.
What he wants to do is come in and narrate for half an hour without anybody interrupting him.
Yeah, he's special.
Yeah, special boy. He's living in a fucking ghetto on the outsides of Bangkok. Probably hasn't got any fucking money. And he's a coward and a liar.
Yeah, Thailand. Yeah, I hear you. You wouldn't catch me there.
Well, there's nice parts of it. Nice parts of it. But I've seen the pictures. He's one of the poor parts. You know, fucking houses are less than 100 grand.
Yeah, I
Probably ran out of money. I
wasn't.
think his missus probably makes more money than, you know, earns the money, keeps him.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to talk bad about Thailand. It's a beautiful country. That's
Yeah,
for
I've
sure.
been there loads of times. Glad I never bumped into the likes of fucking him. He certainly couldn't.
It's not the kind of area I would visit where he's at.
What's up, Beck? What's up, DeMello?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, so I'm just kind of getting on the tail end of this thing. Ronan cannot get back in.
Oh yeah, Ronan left. He went to see some visitors. Ronan just left. Yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
wasn't sniped. Visitors. That's a nice T-shirt. Bloody old fat.
What you been up to, DeMello, man? It's the rain brought hell. It's like 65 to 70 degrees outside today, man. The rain brought some warm weather in.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this might be a good time. I might get out there and jam in a little while, man. Crystal.
Oh, right on.
Let me tell you what happened to Crystal, man. She actually I broke another bed. No, I'm just kidding. She got up the other morning and she was leaning so anyway, we have a coffee maker. She was fixing coffee.
Right.
She sneezed when she was bending over. And man, when she did it, I had it happen to me one time within this past year. Whatever it pulls, man, it makes your brain go numb, your whole body goes numb, everything. Uh-oh, an error occurred.
Okay.
All right, hold on. An error occurred. Let me refresh.
Yeah, because when you sneeze, it's over 100 kilometers an hour, man. That comes out, eh?
Wow, my stream just had an error. I just now hit refresh, but it's still turning. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube.
Yeah, I had the same problem getting on here, buddy.
I would just let it load.
Restart mine.
The YouTube text.
Hey, I can't remember the name now, but okay, so I'm using Google Chrome, but what's the latest one that's out?
That's it, Google Chrome.
They got something new out now, Google something.
Well, it usually automatically updates. I know Mozilla. I know that Mozilla is shit for running these Hangouts. You got to use Google Chrome.
An error occurred. Please try again later. Playback. Let me try one more time. So my YouTube. I mean the chat. The chat's working.
I would shut it. I would shut it down, buddy, and reload it.
Okay, hold on. Crystal's hollering in here. She's on her back. What'd you say? She's hollering Google Chrome is the best for Hangouts.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
I would shut it down and reload it. Reload the YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I did. I had to restart mine.
Close that. My Hangouts is still okay. And you still there? Okay. Open up a new tab.
Always have that YouTube text lagging. It always lags behind a little bit.
Yeah, mine does too, and it's probably because I don't have the
memory.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I got quite as good of a package. Well, they kept going up and up and up on our. It's corrupt as hell. So I said, no, just give me whatever the downgraded package was about a year or so ago. It's probably about time for me to get the Super Roadrunner again. It's still depending on YouTube. I'm not going to worry about it. The chat's working, and I'm in Hangouts, so I'm good. I guess
that's what's important.
Yeah, there's something going on with the stream too.
if there's a lot on the Hangout, what happens with me, buddy, is if I've got the video, this voice running, the YouTube text running, and the Hangout running, it uses up an awful lot of memory, random memory.
Yeah. Random access memory.
Yeah, and it usually affects the YouTube text more.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Okie dokie. But okay. So anyway, yeah, man. So what you been up to, DeMello?
Playing some guitar. Was playing some piano yesterday.
Cool.
You were saying Crystal sneezed.
Oh yeah, so she was bending over, which is what I like her to do a lot. No, I'm just kidding.
I know you're kidding.
But anyway, man, it was right. So I was in the back bedroom. I was just getting up, and I happened to walk into the kitchen, and she's sitting there like she saw a ghost, man. I'm talking about she was white in the face. And I just looked at her, and I asked her, I said, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And she couldn't talk or nothing, man. I mean, she was just stiff as a board, just sitting there looking at me like some cold shark eyes or something, like, there's nobody in there. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
and
man.
Finally, I got a little angry with her. In other words, if you're dying, I need to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That's your love, man.
And,
love of your life.
I don't deal with no response very well, because it makes me want to hit 911. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
In other words, for me, I just got up, and I just had a situation in the last couple of weeks. I wake up and my mother's dead. Now I'm gonna wake up and my wife is dead. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
So kind of a weird deal for me psychologically.
Yeah,
Finally, man, she got to where she could talk a little bit. And I realized what happened, because it happened to me at work this past year. I just had the same thing. And I'm going to tell you what, man, whatever that does, it's like it controls your central nervous system, whatever.
Yep.
And man, that shit happened to me at work. I couldn't think. My brain went numb. My body went numb. I couldn't move. I was just standing there, scared to death to move.
Right.
My body was numb.
There's nothing you can do when that happens. Nothing at all, man.
I had to. So I realized that that's what happened. So I started, and man, I'm telling you, man,
Scary, man.
Oh yeah, you could see the fear in her face. You know what? Anyway, she's laying in there on the couch, man. I got her on that 800 milligram ibuprofen. She really just needs to relax her back and relax for a couple days.
Right. I hope everything's all well with her, man. Maybe she needs to see a doctor.
If I can get her in the right position, man, it'll work well for me. No, I'm just.
Yeah, I know you're playing. Yeah, she needs to see a doctor, man. That sounds like something serious.
Well, mine fixed itself, which the exact same thing happened to me, man. I don't know if it like pulled a, I don't know what you call that it's connected to like every, sensor in your brain and everything.
Right. Yeah.
But it's connected to everything. Your whole freaking body goes numb. But
your spinal cord. Yeah.
I think it just kind of pulled it up in between maybe her disc or something. I don't know. But anyway, I think if she just relaxes, she'll be okay. I mean, I'll take her to the doctor.
So she had a sharp pain when that happened, she told you?
Oh, her whole body went numb. Her brain went numb. She couldn't talk, nothing. She's just sitting there looking at me with cold, shark eyes. And I'm like, man.
Right.
Sounds like she might have trapped her spinal cord for a second.
Yeah. Yeah. The vertebrae.
Yeah, I don't know, but she was bending over.
You're right, Beck.
She was bending over, and then she sneezed like all of a sudden. And boy, whatever it did, man, it put her down, buddy. Well, that's the way it always happens, isn't it? You get up in the morning and you bend down to tie your shoe, and your freaking back goes out. You know what I mean?
Well, it happened to me not long ago, man. About 6 months ago, the same thing happened. I sneezed, and one of my vertebrae, man, my rib cage. After that, man, I was in so much friggin' pain. My back went out. To be honest.
Right.
I already have these problems. 3 herniated discs.
Right.
And all that pressure. My back was out, man. I walked in when I went for my doctor visit. It was a couple of days after it happened, when I sneezed and I had that happen. And I was barely walking in, and he could see. Holy man, you're a mess. I said, yeah, you're not kidding. I said, look, I can't sit down.
Yeah.
I'm in so much pain. I'm not sitting down today.
Well,
He says,
so the
I can
first,
see that.
yeah, right after it happened, was it the rest of that day or the next day? Anyway, so when she took the 800 milligram ibuprofen, she started kind of feeling better. She was walking around and this, that, and the other. And I said, you're fucking up. I mean,
Right.
it's tricking you. Okay. You need to lay down. And of course, she stayed up the whole day walking around because she was feeling better. And I said, you're going to pay for that tomorrow. And so here she is.
Right. Don't force it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Still worth a check out. Still worth a check out, buddy. But it's not.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I think I might get her there, man. If she doesn't.
Yeah. That's what's important, man.
Yeah. What?
Never take health for
Granted.
Never do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that, Chris?
I've only had a similar thing happen once a few years ago. I got to the top of the flight of stairs. I was going to a toilet, and I bent over double to cough hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just passed out instantly. I was okay. I came round, with some couple of lads brought me round within a couple of seconds, but I couldn't understand why I passed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and whatever it is, as I said, the same thing happened to me at work. And man, I'm telling you, when it happens, you think it's crazy, man. It's like you can feel. It's like when your whole body goes, you think you're dying.
Yeah.
Because your whole body is numb and your brain
Yeah.
locks up. You're not getting any signals from your brain. And you realize what's happening, but you can't even talk to it's crazy, man. But the same thing happened to me at work, but I better go get her checked out just to make sure.
Yeah, buddy. Definitely, man. That's your wife, man. That's she's your life, man.
Yeah.
Safety first. Safety first. Yeah. I think your body's got a way of saying it was like me. It was telling me, don't cough that deep in that position,
Right. Oh, man, and I said, well, hon, why didn't you, she said it just, her sneeze came on like now, you know what I mean? In other words, she couldn't wait until she stood up.
Right.
Boy, whenever it did, boy, it sure jerked something back there, man.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I hope all the best for her, man.
Oh, she'll be okay, man.
This was a bit of a scare for her, man.
Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, you could see the fear in her eyes, man. And when I was looking, and I'm not shitting you, man, she's got like a Hawaiian tone, right?
Right.
And man, when I looked at her face, I'm not shitting you, dude. She was just as fucking white as I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because all the blood came down her face, man.
Exactly. And so, here I am just getting up. I'm not even awake. And I'm sitting there looking at it. I said, here we go, man. I was like, damn, man. In my mind, I was like, fuck, now my wife's going to fucking die. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I would imagine if it's a common thing, and she explains the position she was in, what she did to the doctor, you may recognize, what's actually happened.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
It's probably
if you're not
probably a rare thing, probably a rare thing to happen. But if you can explain what happened, it'll put your mind at ease.
Right. I'm thinking it jerked that central nervous system thing in between for a minute or something.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah.
And the look on her face, that was the shock. That's what you see.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was like, you could, what I mean, man? I mean, I'm not laughing at her. I'm just saying, when you look at somebody and they can't even respond to you, then you feel like, hey.
Scary.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to hit 911, man. I was like, if you don't talk to me right now, I held the fucking phone. I said, I'm fucking calling right now.
You did good, man.
Right now. And
you were ready. You were ready to phone 911. You did good, man, because you don't know. It could have been a heart attack or something. You just
Yeah,
don't
man.
know now.
yeah, it's one of those rainy
Nowadays,
seasons for me, man. I don't know what's gonna fucking happen next.
Yeah.
But anyway, hopefully she'll get up and
think positive, man.
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna try to get her up here and get her kind of. Sometimes you don't want to like strain it or
Dwell.
nothing, but
Yeah,
it can get stiff like when you first get up in the morning and all that stuff. So I thought I might try to get her walking around just a little bit here and a little bit. I need her to video me out there, man. That's the real reason I want her to get.
You bugger.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I know.
Certainly worth a checkup. I mean, you don't know what it, it could be anything.
Right.
Yeah, her well-being is what's most important, man.
Yeah. I hope they don't send her through the day. You know how those damn doctors are, man. They'll, especially with a back problem, if you're not careful, they'll start sending you, oh, we need to do an MRI and we're going to do this. And the next thing you know, you're up there every day for, new stuff and this, that, and the other.
No, you don't have to go that far, man.
Okay, Crystal's hollering at me from the other room. She wants me to stop talking about it.
You better do as you're told.
The doctor will explain what happened. As she explains to him the situation, how she sneezed in her body position.
Right. It's kind of cool when you're having sex and they sneeze like that. But that was
muscles contract.
Yeah, man. That's the bomb right there. But anyway, yeah, right, man. Well, hell, let's see. Right as I'm running in there, shoot my little screen. Right.
Yeah, but that's a pleasurable contraption. The muscles like that, though.
Yeah.
What you're talking about.
Yeah. So Beck, I came in late. So basically, Richard's coming in blocking and sniping people.
Well, he blocked because he didn't want to hear me anyway. I think he blocked Ronan, but what that meant was when he was talking, he didn't know when we were talking, and we were all talking over each other. If you block somebody in the room, everybody, you don't know when somebody's speaking because you can't hear them. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And that was annoying Hank, and Hank said to Richard, you're going to have to unblock D-Beck because you're talking over each other.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't do it. And I carried on talking, and then he sniped me. So Amando started another one. But because he had me blocked, he couldn't join the fucking voice then. Yeah. So he started crying to Amando that he couldn't join. Yeah.
Oh.
I unblocked him, and then he came in and blocked us again.
Wow.
He's an idiot.
Unbelievable.
He's probably tipsy, sitting over there drinking a mix or just drinking a little bit and just come in and doing stuff. You know what I mean? He's
doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah.
I think he likes talking for half an hour. He had to go at Dave the other night saying he hacked into his Facebook and stuff. Dave doesn't know how to hack. Dave doesn't know how to snipe,
Right.
Yeah.
So I asked Dave to come in and fucking defend himself. He came in and he said, excuse me, Richard, I know I copy your voice and stuff, but I don't hack into Facebook. And he started that droll voice. Oh, we'll forget it then. We'll put it in the past, if you want to come in here and lie. So I started saying to him, stop sending me dirty pictures of your cock, you dickhead.
Yeah.
Right.
And he sniped me for that. He sniped me for saying that.
Yeah, man, he's gonna have to. Wow. Yeah.
He could give it out. He could give it out, buddy, but he can't take it back.
Well, the thing that strikes me as I'm listening to that is, look at all the arguments, heated debates, and everything else we've had in here, and nobody ever sniped everybody.
Right.
No, we've ripped each other's arse off. We don't snipe each other. We have a good laugh.
Yeah.
You can move on to the next one.
Right. I mean, all they have to do is exit themselves instead of mess up. In other words, if you've had enough, just leave the hangout and you're done.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Go away or mute yourself or join the text stream.
Right. I don't know why they do that other stuff.
Right. They should be grateful that you can come on here, Armando voice chat.
I think Amando's on tranquilizers. Amando's
Hey, Richard, how's it going, man? Don't block, and don't snipe, Richard.
I've never
Anyway.
sniped anybody. Don't listen to these assholes. And I unblocked these clowns.
Little kid, you sniped me. You even sniped Shan. You
Oh,
sniped
shut the fuck up, you moron. Jeez.
Absolute liar. Only kids come in here and tell lies.
It shows on the fucking side chat who sniped who. You will never see my name. I don't even know how to fucking snipe.
Oh,
I got people say you snipe with a cell phone. I got my first fucking cell phone a week ago, you dumb shit. Anyway, I'm gonna mute the room, buddy, while these guys talk, so I don't get in some argument with them.
Ray just joined too.
You can go ahead, and when I see you talk,
we're not going to listen
no time to listen to these clowns at all. I just talk over them or whatever, but I won't block them.
Shithead just fucking tells
Armando
lies all the
doesn't like
time.
that.
What are you up to, Ray?
Little bitchy
Oh, not too much. I got one more window. I got my first window trimmed out, and I'm gonna start trimming windows here soon.
That's what he prefers to do. Just talk over the top of people. He's very rude, very childish.
Hey, Ray, what do you? Ray, are you?
Ah, shit.
Ray, are you there, man?
Imagine drinking with that bastard. You punch him in the face just by the way he fucking sounds like a little fucking.
Dude, stop being so obsessed with me. Just if you don't like me, don't talk to me. That'll be fine.
Stop sending me dick
you just make yourself look like a sad, pathetic.
I don't want to look like. I don't want to see your penis, you dirty little fucking homo.
You're obsessed, dude. You're fucking obsessed with somebody on the internet. You're a fucking weirdo, dude. Chill out.
Don't get upset and block people and mute people because you can't get your own way, you silly little child.
Dude, I don't care. You're like an irrelevant douchebag. I don't care.
Irrelevant to me. I've white's better than you.
You're disrupting the entire room because you're a selfish douchebag. Other people want to chat.
I see dog shit in the bottom of my shoes more important than you.
Really? Then why are you so obsessed talking about me all the time? You sit around talking about dog shit? No. You're lying. For whatever reason, you find me very important, and you can't help yourself but to talk about me.
Just sit there and narrate for 30 minutes. Nobody's going to listen.
If I was unimportant, you would shut the fuck up and talk to somebody else.
Your fucking verbal diarrhea. You should be talking it.
Get a life, dude. Let other people chat. Don't take over the room with your nonsense.
I always shut up and let people chat and tell you that.
Great.
You're the one
Why don't you start now?
Fucking asshole.
You can start now. You can start now, D-Back.
Talk over this dickhead.
You can start not talking now. How's that?
Shut up for 2 minutes. Let people talk.
Why don't you stop talking now?
Shut the fuck up and let people speak, you cheeky little monkey. There, shut up now.
Are you finished? Are you finished? No, I guess not.
Oh, he's going to carry on. He's still fucking talking like a bitch. Shut the fuck up.
The only one talking is you, D-Back.
You love your sound of your own voice, for fuck's sake. If you
well, I'm going to mute the room again, buddy. I'm sorry it turned into this just by me coming in here. Obviously, it's not my fault. I have no control over other people talking.
15 seconds. Let these people speak, you knobhead. Fuck me.
What are you doing, Ray?
Good lad.
You there, Ray?
Hurry up, Ray, before that bitch starts again.
I don't know if Ray is his
mic. I'm here, but I'm trying to get connection.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you missed your chance. Richard will take his thumb out of his asshole in a minute.
So anyway, buddy, what's going on with you?
I just got up a little bit ago, man. It's pretty warm here. Let's see. probably going to rain this afternoon, but hell, it's like 65, 70 degrees outside. It was just in the 20s. And
fucking hell, that's our summer, buddy. We've got -3 here.
wow. Now, I can't ever keep the conversion table. Now, you got Celsius there, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
what is that in Fahrenheit?
No idea. You'd have to Google it.
About
Okay.
25, buddy.
Okay, so heat index in the 20s. Yeah, man, it was just down in the high teens and 20s. Just wow. Well, let's see. Hold on a minute. Hey, was that last night or the night before? It was in the 20s. Last night. Yeah, so night before last. Okay, but anyway, now I got 65, 70 degrees here. It's cloudy, but hey, I got the door open, man. Matter of fact, they're hot. They got the fan on. They were outside playing, and so all is good here. I was going to go out and jam in a little while.
You know what's funny, buddy, is where you are, it's really cold, so 65 feels really warm. It's going to be 65 here in Bangkok, like, you know, the low temperature of the night. And people will put on like big down coats because they'll be freezing their ass off, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, that's kind of the way Chris, and where my wife is from, you know, they don't even have seasons. They just got a time that they call the cool season.
Right.
But hell, the cool season to them is like 75, 85. You know,
exactly. When it gets down to 50, people up north here in Thailand die because their food intake is so poor that they die of hypothermia at 50 degrees.
Yeah,
it's a big problem.
Yeah, man, it's kind of crazy, but
it is.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna do. Probably I was gonna go out here and work on some tunes in a little while or whatever, and enjoy this warm weather. I'll tell you, so I didn't cut on my main heating system this winter for 2 or 3 different reasons. So I bought these infrared heaters. Well, let's see, one of them's an infrared and the other is some kind of, I don't know, I forgot now, some kind of ceramic efficient heater. And when it's, so the difference, okay, so my heating system is under my floor down in the basement, and it always, you know, when I'm running the main heating system, my floors stay warm. I don't have to worry about my plumbing freezing and all of that stuff because the heat is under the house. But this winter, so the floors have been cold and all that stuff. So anyway, I hate the freaking cold, man. You know, the older you get, the more you hate it, you know.
That's why everybody's in Florida and Arizona.
Exactly. And so yeah, so I'm loving it right now, man.
You have your like your water lines encased in the cement in the floor down in the wherever your bottom floor is where the heat is. Is that how you got one of those deals?
Well, I don't have a concrete floor here, which there's not very many houses in well, I remember there was a house over a couple of blocks over that actually had a cement floor with their plumbing. Yeah, I make sure that I never buy a house with a concrete floor just for that reason, because if you ever have a leak, man, they got to come in there and bust up your cement floor to fix it.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, no, all of my.
So how do you run your under the floor heating system? I'm guessing it's hot water, right?
Yeah, I have a low boy. Okay, so when I first moved into this house, it had a big old, which I've added another full bathroom in on this house. But the hot water heater used to be in here, a real tall one, and I bought what they call a low boy and put it under the house. So, you know, so my hot water heater is under the house also.
Nice.
Yeah. So
yeah, I like those heating systems. Of course, we don't even have a heating system here and where I live, of course. But so yeah, I like those. Cool.
Only the rich there have hot water almost, right?
Nah, everybody's got those little Renai things. I'd say only the rich have a hot water heater. but everybody's got hot water. You know, I think for maybe $50 or less, you buy that little unit that heats up your shower water as you take a shower. You know.
Okay. Well, you know, but there, Richard, or where I was spent a lot of my time anyway. I mean, you go take a shower to cool off. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's
Sure.
totally
And honestly, I don't know, because I don't know any poor people anyway. It may very well be that poor people don't have those little units. I really don't know. I just don't know enough poor people to know the answer, really.
right.
But I'm guessing there, you know, everywhere, you know, I've never been anywhere that didn't have hot water, put it that way. So I don't know.
Yeah, I never had either until I spent a lot of time over there, and hell, nobody had one. And I was like, okay. And the more time I spent there, I was like, well, shit, I guess there's really not a big reason to have hot water here. I mean, if they need hot water, they just boil some for whatever they need.
I did look out the window of the last hotel we were at, and there was like a construction site, and oftentimes they just sort of throw together a little area for the construction people, and there was like this building where people would go in and, I don't know, pay a couple of baht or something and take a shower, and I got the impression that it wasn't hot, because they just looked fucked up. It didn't look like they were enjoying their hot shower. It looked like it was just wet and soapy, you know?
Right. That's right. Yeah. I can't even remember. Well, there was a house I was looking at in this gated community over in Marikina City, and it had all the Americana, you know, interior and everything, you know. Over there, that's a big, you know, like a big class thing or whatever. But anyway, I did notice they had hot water in that house that I was looking at. And, but other than that, man, I don't think anybody had hot water that I was aware of. Just no big reason.
Well, you're probably not in the, you know, you're not in a big city either, were you? Or you would know people with hot water. You know?
Well, that was Marikina City, so that's like 2 hours jeepney ride from the center part of Metro Manila.
I see. Yeah.
But you know, other than seeing water tanks up, you know, you can kind of look over the city and see these water tanks, you know, so they can get, you know, gravity feed and water pressure. I didn't really see. Matter of fact, I can't remember anybody having any hot water. Nobody. I guess there's not a big.
Well, fuck, those Renai things don't cost that much. I mean, I don't really pay a lot of attention to prices, but I can't imagine they're more than $100. I mean, they're pretty simple.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't think they ever need it, man. I mean, as far as hot showers, hell, they take a shower there to, you know.
Of course, if you were smart, you know, you could just hook. You know, you could make your gravity fed water in such a manner where, you know, the pipes would be hitting the sun and you get a little, you know, hot water. You know, my dad partially heats his pool that way with the water lines going on the roof in Florida. That's pretty common, you know. So if you had a little ingenuity and you lived in a warm country, you could have probably enough hot water to take a quick shower without a heater, you know.
With the reflection of a mirror.
I'll tell you one thing I do remember. So I rented a house on a place called Vista Court, and the main line coming from the street was a galvanized pipe, and you know what happens with those. But so I had a main. I bypassed that entire pipe coming off of the street with PVC, and I had to call the, if you can call it a city, but I had to call the water company, and so I bypassed that whole main rung because, man, you know, the inside, it had been there so many years, the inside of that galvanized pipe, man, I didn't even want anybody, you know, drinking water in the house because of all of that. So luckily for me, the guy that lived right beside me, actually, you know, things are different over there. You can run businesses in your house and all that stuff. And
sure.
he had a huge water business. So he even took me in his house. He had this big cement area where he had all of his water filtration, you know, the big tanks, stainless steel tanks and all that stuff. So I was lucky. So two subjects. One is we never drank the water anyway because we had fresh, you know, they put the water thing and everything in our house. So he just walk right next door and replace our water tanks as far as drinking water. But I had to run that. I had to bypass that galvanized pipe from the sidewalk up to the house with PVC to even get water pressure because the pipe was just clogged up.
Yeah, we've got one of those, I don't know, we got 4 different fucking filter water system, you know, filtration of some kind. Personally, I don't really think it's necessary, but my wife likes it, you know, whatever.
Yeah, well, if you look at the streams and the rivers over there, they're pretty you know, I mean, the whole water thing over there is something to be, you know, in other words.
Yeah, but that's true. But the city water goes through the same kind of filtration and all. That doesn't come out of the river into your house, you know.
Yeah, but once it comes out of their in other words, once it leaves their system from that water meter up to your house, man, that main galvanized pipe that was going up to the house, God almighty, when we pulled that out, man, I'm not shitting you. So it was about I want to say about a 2-inch pipe, if I'm not mistaken, over there, which over here, you know, they're a lot bigger. But I think it was like a 2-inch galvanized pipe, and I'm not shitting you, man. It was completely clogged with corrosion, rust, all that stuff. So that's what you're getting into your faucets. You know?
Sure. Yeah.
And, so anyway,
was it discolored, or did it still come out clear and you wouldn't even have known?
Well, yeah, that house had been vacant for like a year before I took the house over. The people that actually own that house, they moved to the States, and they left it in kind of like custody of this woman. And anyway, nobody had lived in it for like a year, I found out. But anyway, yeah, I replaced that main pipe and got all that crap out of there. And then it cleared right up, you know. So the plumbing of the immediate house seemed to be okay, but that main line coming off the sidewalk out there, going to the first connection, man, was it bad. So anyway, I bypassed that with PVC, and then everything was okay.
Yeah, I had a PVC pipe split last month. I had to call the plumber guy to fucking cut a hole in the ceiling and replace the PVC pipe. That's pretty rare, isn't it? I don't know why that fucker would split like that.
Fuck, you should have called me. I would have given you a deal, man.
Yeah, Ray does plumbing. Ray's
Fuck, I do everything, yeah. Sounds like an easy job to me.
Yeah, well, it was an easy job, but, you know, it only costs like $10 to call a plumber where I live, so.
$10? Fuck that shit, man. I wouldn't get out of bed for $10.
Well, I know, exactly. Me either. That's why I call them. You know?
Yeah, Ray, it's crazy over there, man. Like, you know, one thing that astonished me with the time that I spent over there and everything, you can get, for, you know, like the old wrought iron fences, for example, they still weld those things together and bend all those rods and everything, you know, just like they used to do here back in the 50s and 60s, you know. Here,
well, every gas station here is full service, like in the 50s and 60s too.
Right. That's right. They come out, they do the whole ball of wax, man. I mean, you know, hey, Richard, let me ask you this. Where you're at, are they still running leaded gas?
No.
They're still running leaded gas in the fucking Philippines, man.
Are they? Huh.
I couldn't believe it, man. They don't even have unleaded. So they're still running all the leaded gas valves in their heads and all their engines over there. And then, of course, you know, diesel's a big thing over there.
Yeah, I read some countries gonna, I don't know, probably one in like Norway or Sweden or something. I forget which one, but they're doing away with diesel. I forget the article I read, but they were talking about how much money it's going to cost them to outlaw it, basically.
Yeah. I haven't I haven't heard about it, any of that, but yeah, I was just amazed. I was actually,
Well, lead's just the lubricant in the gas, isn't it?
well, you've got, for example, when they went from regular gas to unleaded, then you had to, you know, then everybody's valves were getting sucked down into the heads. It was fucking up everybody's valves. So you have to have different valves in your heads on your engines.
I see.
Yeah, so it was fucking all that up. But they started installing different valves in the heads from when they switched over to unleaded gas back. When was that? 76, 78?
Yeah, something like that. You know, I was looking for a K&N air filter, and they're coming up, you know, like a kit for my Camry. They're coming up like $300. I'm like, what in the fuck? I remember buying those things for like $50 or something. What? I must be looking at the, you know, even like Summit Racing is where I used to get all my performance parts.
I'm very
and they wanted $300. I looked at another site, it was the same $300. What the fuck is up with that?
Man, I don't know what it is. Electronics and automobiles and auto parts are sky freaking high over there, man.
Yeah, but this was the Summit Racing in America. Because what happened is I looked over here and it was about $300, and I said, well, what the fuck is up with that? And let me check what it costs in America. It's the same $300. It's just for the pipe and the fucking filter, and they want $300 fucking dollars for the Toyota Camry. I'm sure I can find a better deal than that some fucking place, but I just can't figure out why. You know, the tube and the filter is $300 fucking dollars. I'm missing something. There must be something in the package that I didn't notice, or who fucking knows.
Well, I do know that each one of those kits, the K&N kits, are specifically designed for each make and model. But that had been said, I don't remember them being, which right when that era of time came along, I shut down my shop, and all these young boys with these little small cars started putting their K&N filters and their pipes and intake chambers and all that stuff on their cars. But I don't remember them being $300.
Yeah, no shit. It just shocked and of course I looked at other ones. It's like all the other ones I found are normal price. It's like they're fucking people with Toyotas or something. I don't know, man. But everything else, yeah, I usually put what they call a stage 2 upgrade kit with the airflow, you know, the map sensor, the thermostat, the exhaust, the chip, and the K&N filter. And it makes the car, you know, and throw in the wires and the coil, and it makes the car more fun to drive. It is definitely a noticeable difference when you do all that.
It is, but you know what, Richard? If I was there, I think I'd just drive on, man. I don't even think I'd waste the money on it.
Yeah, I know, but you know, to me, it's like I could spend, you know, 90 grand on a BMW, or I could spend $1,000 on some performance parts and drive the Camry. You know, basically, I'm saving $40,000, so it doesn't bother me. You know.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. If you look at it like that, it's well worth it. But yeah, man, it's. You know, I'm gonna tell you what, man. You know what? It's crazy. I mean, you know, the element. But past the element, there's a lot of things I enjoyed in Asia, man. In other words, you can walk out your door and just hop in a damn, well, they call them tricycles, but it's a motorcycle with a sidecar. You know, they're known for that on every street corner, and you don't have to. You know, I didn't even, you know, which I was gonna buy Crystal a car, and I went and test drove one and all that. But the more and more I analyzed everything, I was like, it's fucking crazy to even own a fucking car here. I mean, hell, you can go to the market, go to the mall or whatever for 20 fucking pesos on a fucking sidecar.
Yeah, I guess I need a car because I have to have air conditioning. There's just no way I'm going to enjoy myself with sweat on me unless I'm working and improving my own personal items, my house or something. But just like on my way, you know, to enjoy myself at the bar, if I start sweating because it's fucking 98 degrees and humid, I'm not having fun. It just takes all the fun out of any activity.
That's
unless I can get there comfortably and back home comfortably.
Right. Now your bars there, Richard. So it's a big thing that, you know, it's always so hot there. Everybody wants to go to the mall because the malls are air conditioned. How about the bars you go to? Are they air conditioned too?
Oh yeah.
Well, there you go. So that's a lot of their business probably comes just from people wanting to go in there, have a drink and cool off.
Yeah, I would imagine. You know, I think you're right about the malls, because when you go to the malls here, you know, and I suppose it's kind of the same in other malls too, but you see 99, I only go to the mall when I want to buy something, but you see people, 90% of the people in the mall just kind of walking around without any shopping bags. They're obviously not on their way to the store. You know, you can tell when people are just meandering around and when people are shopping, and the actual shoppers are kind of the minority of the people you see walking around.
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly right. That's what I noticed. They're all there just to be cool, a cool place to go until the sun goes down.
And then I guess, you know, it's sort of hard to say too, because on the other hand, we opened up an internet cafe, and it was kind of like one of those buildings that you can imagine with where the family lives on the second and third floor. And it was a nice building. And we offered, you know, basically free rent you got 2 floors for free to manage the internet cafe. And of course, since it had a bunch of computers in it, it had to be air conditioned, right? Well, we had a hard time finding people that wanted to be the manager of that store, because they're all kind of poor and don't want air conditioning. We had a barbecue factory that I bought when the dollar was worth a lot to the baht. First thing I wanted to do was air condition it so the workers would be happier, and they all complain because they don't have air conditioning at home. So they're all used to it being 90 degrees, and you bring it down to 70 and their nose starts running. They start complaining, I don't want to fucking work here. It's too cold, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's an opposite philosophy there, and I noticed the same thing, man. And you know, there's a lot of little, I don't want to say superstitious. There's a lot of.
Well, that's the right word. Yeah,
well,
superstitious is absolutely the right word.
A lot of voodoo superstitions in Asia about, you know, getting cold and all of those things that go along with it, and so yeah, they don't like it, man.
Yeah, there's all kind of. I mean, fuck me. I've been waiting, I don't know, 6 weeks for a license plate because it had to be a certain number, according to my wife. We had to take the car to the temple, and you know, the monk ties a string around it, paints some bullshit over the visor, and puts a cloth in the glove box, and God forbid I ever take the cloth out. You know, it's like, fuck me. You know, everything. All that superstition shit annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of that voodoo. What I just say voodoo shit, you know. But those beliefs over there are unbelievable.
Here's something that's funny, dude. This is really funny. My telephone number starts out with 096. That's like the area code, right? Well, if you're to dial from outside of Thailand, you have to put the country code of 66. So the first numbers you're going to dial from my phone would be 666. Wow. My wife looked at that phone number, said, "Oh, you got a really lucky number." I'm like, what the fuck? I said, it just depends who you talk to, honey. You talk to the Christians, they're going to think they're dialing the devil himself, you know?
Yeah.
They're not going to call it lucky, you know?
Yeah, and you know what, man? I'll tell you something that happened to me when I opened up my automotive repair shop back in 1990 or 91, I think. They first gave me a number of 2756666. And I called them up right then, and I said, "You get that freaking number, off my damn commercial phone line right now, man. I'll lose business over superstition factors." So they, I picked out another number, and I picked out 6040. And the big joke was, yeah, me 60, you 40%, me 60. But anyway,
Well, the truth is that if I had noticed that, the only reason I even noticed because I gave my dad my phone number, and when I wrote it down, I was like, oh my God, it's 666. But if I had noticed that the number calling from outside Thailand was 666, I would have gotten a different number for the same reason that some people are that superstitious to care, and you might as well just avoid a problem and get a different number. You know?
Yeah, so it's crazy, man. The whole superstition things are really well, not what I'm accustomed to anyway. I'm not going to say weird, just different.
Well, this is my gold year. This is like supposed to, according to the fortune teller. Yes, my wife went to the fortune teller. This is supposed to be like the luckiest year of my whole life. So we'll see. We shall see.
Yeah.
So far, it's going fucking swimmingly. So it could actually turn out that way. Who knows? You know.
Yep. so, yeah, man, they'll end up calling you the devil. You have that 666 stuff going on, man.
You know, the thing is, though, even in America, we have that kind of shit, but you sort of grow out of it. It's like when you're a kid,
Right.
Maybe your parents tell you, oh, step on a crack, you break your mother's back with a sidewalk and shit like that, right?
But on the other side of that, I noticed, which used to flip me out, if you go into any building with an elevator, they will not put a 13th floor on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Think about it. When have you ever gone to the 13th floor? They will not label a floor the 13th floor. It will stop at 12 and then go to 14 or whatever, but you will not see 13. Have you ever noticed that?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, sure.
So, on the other side of the tracks, that is embedded in this culture, and even the elevator companies, what are the two main ones here, Rover and Otis? They will not label anything 13 just because of superstition factors.
Yeah, I'm not especially hot on elevators, man. It's just just someday you're gonna be on one and it fucking falls, 25 fucking floors and you splat on the bottom. I get in them, they don't bother me that much, but I'm just not all that hot on elevators, man. I don't like them all that much.
Well, that's just like if I ride a Ferris wheel, I'm sitting there, because my technical machinery mind, I'm sitting there looking at all the rollers and I always said something about Ferris wheels. Well, in the old days, they've changed the pin connectors on them now, but I used to tell everybody, if that pin right there sticks for any reason, and they stick all the time on machinery I work on, if that pin sticks, that cart that you're sitting in is going to stick, and when that Ferris wheel goes around, it's going to turn upside down and dump your ass out. And by God, that has happened. That has happened before. So, I'm always looking at that kind of stuff. So yeah, if I'm on an elevator, I'm already thinking, okay, that electric motor's up there, that 100 horsepower motor is up there pulling these cables, and I'm like, man, I don't feel good.
The big what can happen with ski lifts, throwing people off. You know how that works? What happens sometimes?
There's a couple of different ways. Well, which way are you speaking of? The way it?
Well, when you can sort of swing your legs and make the ski lift go up and down, and then the whole line will start to go up and down.
That's correct.
And what kids will do, accidentally, of course, they get that line swinging. It jumps off the roller, and all the ski lifts on that section will go down and hit the snow on the bottom, but then it goes flying back up like a rubber band and tosses all kind of people out, man.
You know what?
And that is a fucked up deal when that happens.
That is what I remember, like up in Boone. But however, what they've done now is they made a bracket to go over the roller.
Sure.
That cable from being able to go. But yeah, in the early years, man,
Yeah.
yeah, that was happening quite often.
Shit, one time I was right behind this lady who, I don't know how in the fuck she is even possible to do, but somehow she got out of the chairlift on the midsection. And on the midsection, you know, just immediately after you get out, you become like 100 feet in the air again, right? It's not like the end and the beginning, it's the middle, right? So somehow she got her safety strap from her you know, from her boot to her ski caught on the footrest of the fucking chair. So somehow she opened up the fucking footrest thing to get out, somehow closed it, got her ski caught on it, and she's hanging upside down 150 feet in the air, just fucking screaming bloody murder, dude. Just, get me off this fucking thing. Rah, rah, rah. They had to get this big fucking ladder up there, and they finally got her. There were fucking people. Actually, she was 2 people ahead. The guy directly in front of me, he jumped off the fucking, he wasn't waiting around. He jumped maybe 25 feet into the snow. I thought about it, but I didn't do it. But man,
Right.
the fucked up thing is she's flailing all around, and everybody's saying, calm down, you're gonna, you know, flail yourself off. And she's shaking and moving and like, calm down, lady. Because she'd have fallen right on her fucking neck and broke her fucking neck. You know, she'd have gone straight down to the, you know, and it was a big fucking drop, and it really was. I was fucking scared for that lady myself, man. I thought for sure she was gonna, you know, wiggle her way off that fucking rest and splat on the fucking ground right on her neck. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, those ski lifts used to scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, they can. I mean, some of them, like some of the trams, you know, you feel kind of safe because they're big, but they're way up in the fucking air, zooming along. Bad shit can happen. You know, I'm sure there have been plenty of people killed by trams, you know, gondolas. That seems safe, but it's not. You know?
Oh yeah.
We took a ride up the side of this fucking mountain to a temple a couple of months ago, I guess. And man, when you got out, you know, you're still like on this really fucking steep incline and getting on this staircase. I'm like hugging everything, and you know, I'm kind of afraid of heights and all that. I was afraid I was gonna go tumbling back down the bottom of the fucking mountain. It was so, the stairway and everything was so steep. It was like a circus. It was like a fucking ride from a fair or something, you know?
Yeah.
And we should have got the fucking clue, because we were the only, it wasn't that much to take this thing, and everybody else took the stairs, and we took the stairs back down, you know? We should have got the clue that if it was all that fucking much fun, everybody else would be on it too, you know?
Yeah, you know, it's crazy, man. On the height thing, I used to not be scared of anything. Matter of fact, when I was in my teens, I worked for, well, back then it was called Piedmont Outdoor Advertising, and then Nagley Sign Company bought them out. But back then there were no safety cables or nothing, man. I'd be walking 150 feet up in the air with the wind blowing with a piece of steel in my hands, balancing myself, walking on a two-inch piece of angle iron 150 feet in the air. I wasn't scared of nothing, but now it's
now you got something to live for. You know what I mean? When you're young, you don't really have, you haven't got all this time invested in your life, you know, I think is part of it.
Yeah, it's part of it. The other part is I just don't feel quite as I don't know what word I'm looking for. I don't know, my reaction and response was so keen back then.
Right. Well, the other thing, when you're a kid, even though it's probably not true, you sort of envision yourself as being able to, you know, grab onto that beam and stay there for hours and hours and hours, even if you didn't, you know, and pull yourself back up and climb up, and it would be no problem at all. But you get a little older, you start to question, you know, could I really, you know, grab onto that beam and climb up, or couldn't I? I don't want to find out the hard way that I'm too old and fucking splat on the ground, you know?
Right.
Even the ladder, you know, my 2-story house, we got kind of high ceilings. We're not that fucking high. And painting, you know, by the roof line was a little scary. You know, it's only a 20-foot ladder, but I'm at the top of it, and I didn't like it too much, you know?
Hey man, yeah, that whole ladder thing is a trip for me now too, man. Yeah, if I get over 20 feet high, I'm like moving slower, taking my time, and then
Worrying about the ladder kicking out on you, you know.
well, and if
Something
you're
you never, I would have never worried about a ladder kicking out on me at all when I was a painter, you know, when I was like 17, 20 years old. But doing my own house, that's all I could really think about is, oh my God. And I even had the fucking thing like sandwiched against the side of the wall. I put like the step ladder in places so it would be, you know, it was butted up against something, and I'm still thinking this fucking thing is just gonna fall somehow, you know.
yeah, it is. Yeah, and then if it's real hot outside too, that messes with your thinking a lot.
And then, you know, back in the day, we would, you know, put the feet, we'd kick the feet up on the ladder, just drive it into the grass. Everywhere I painted, you know, before you could drive the ladder right into the grass and you wouldn't worry about it. But my house is all this kind of wooden cement sort of tile stuff, which is kind of slippery, you know. So I can't drive the ladder into the ground, which I wish I could. But I'd be a lot happier. And the fucking feet on the ladders here in Thailand, you know how they swivel so that they're always flat on the ground, even when the ladder's angled. They don't make them. They don't make them like that here. The bottom of the ladder is rubber, but as you tilt the ladder, you lose track. You know, if you want to stand the ladder straight up in the fucking air, you know, you're going to get 100% of the feet. But obviously, nobody, you know, has a fucking ladder sticking straight up in the air. So just angling the ladder, you lose that friction on the bottom, which is stupid. I don't know who fucking designed that thing, but it's just dumb. It's the only one I could find. They're all like that.
Yeah, yeah. They don't seem to. In other words, the OSHA thing. Hell, that do they even have OSHA there?
You know, they don't, but a lot of the things like electronics and stuff are all UL approved. You know, I suppose you can buy non-UL approved, but most of the stores I go to with electronics, it's all got UL, you know, the United Laboratory safety tags on them and stuff.
Right. Yeah, but
there's no OSHA, dude. People just put you know, it's like the Philippines. They put bamboo shit together and climb all over it, and you know, there's all kind of crazy shit going on.
Yeah, what I was telling you last time we talked was they're called nipa huts, where the Philippine and they take bamboo and coconut, so the roofs is coconut leaves. And the rest of it, man, I mean, they make 2 and 3 room nipa huts there like a freaking house that, like, I've seen.
Right, I got a picture here. I just Googled it, and there are what we have those same things here in Thailand, but mostly what they are is on the side of the street, and they're like little food shops, or you know, most of the ones I've seen like that would be open. You know, all it would be is basically the roof and, you know, a bunch of wood to keep the roof up, and no walls really. And they're mostly restaurants here made like that on the side of the streets. But I'm sure if they're making them on the side of the street, they've got little villages like that out in the countryside too.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we have those things here. Sure.
The reason I mentioned it to you, you were talking about like the upper level of your house. Right beside the house that I leased on Vista Court in the Philippines, the guy went up and had a 3-room. I'm talking about, man, the way they string it all together. It takes them like weeks and weeks to do this, but it's all hand done custom stuff. And he went to the top level of his house and put a big nipa hut up there. And like when it's 100 degrees, those coconut leaves, man, it doesn't matter if it rains or whatever. You will not get wet or nothing. And those coconut leaves keep it real cool, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah, but he went to the top level of his house and had the nipa hut on the top level of his house. So when you go up there, you're in a big 3-room nipa hut with tables and everything in there, man. It was neat as shit.
Yeah, I couldn't really do that here. I'd look stupid. You know what I mean? It's kind of
Yeah.
a high class sort of little
Yeah, I kind of
medium class. I wouldn't call it high class here, but people
Right.
here are pretty well off. You know?
Right.
I couldn't put something like that on my house.
Right. But yeah, that was interesting.
They're cool though. I'm flipping through. They got a shit pile of pictures on Google here. They got some pretty neat ones.
Oh man, I mean, it can get as elaborate. I mean, you can actually make a house like that there,
Yeah.
which is, you know, like the part of Asia that I was in a lot. Man, I mean, you know, right outside the main cities, that would be considered almost high class if it was a proper Nipa hut, you know.
I'll tell you what I'd like to do is go to, you know, it's sort of something that I'll never do, but I wish I had the nuts to do it. And that's go to the real backwoods drug growing area in Cambodia, because I saw a film from the 1970s the other day, a thing on YouTube where this guy went into the, you know, the opium fields in Cambodia.
That's right.
That was just wild. They're just like normal. They consider themselves normal farmers, you know, and they're some of them are high on drugs, some of them aren't, but it's just it's a whole different world where, you know, everybody's basically growing the shit to make heroin just out in the open, and they got these big communities and cities or whatever in the countryside with these opium poppy growers, and I'd just like to go there and check it out. You know?
Yeah, man, that was a big thing back then, man. I mean, hey, man, I can't remember the exact era of time. I want to say the 60s, maybe the 70s, but they were stuffing drugs in dead corpses and like that.
Oh yeah, that's and these guys, they just took, you know, they had a video camera of some kind, and they went walking around through these areas, and they, you know, got in trouble with the drug lord once, and they wouldn't let him film, and then he would let him film. But it was a really interesting video, but it was, what is that, fucking 46 years old now. So today, I would imagine that it's kind of the same, but with, you know, some of the drug money with decent houses or not. Who fucking knows? You know, I'd just like to go and see the difference from that film to today. There might be no difference at all. Who knows?
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, I find myself intrigued by the culture and all the changes of it. Yeah, I get off on that too, man.
Yeah, I just, you know, and the whole, I mean, it's basically everything those people are doing is against the law, and any, you know, police agency, it could be the Cambodian police, it could be the DEA from America, it could be another like drug lord that wants to take over that section. It's just like the most dangerous, you know, kind of area and occupation imaginable. The criminals can get you, the cops can get you, the army, you know, the DEA from America. It's like everybody's out to get you, and you're just out there farming poppies. You know, it's like that's you're probably born into it. You don't know any better. You're never seen a school in your life, and that's how you make your living. You know?
Yep, exactly. Hey, Richard, I'll be right back. It just started raining. I got to make sure my windows are up. I'll be right back.
All right. And the room went silent. What's going on, Ray of Sunshine? How's your world, man? All right. Get them windows closed. I want to know what this little audio FAP mic out. I'm guessing that's some kind of slight against Ronan Canush. That's what I'm guessing. I want to know the story behind this T-shirt.